and welcome back to the channel. I'm David Steele, or Commander Numpty, and here's me boat, and today we're in a Oberon-class boat. We're in a HMS Onyx, or S21, and as you can see, we are just hanging around, just floating around here, we're not moving. This is because we are being as quiet as we can, because we are stalking. I mean, do you still stalk something if you're not moving? I don't know. We are stalking a couple of diesel-electric SSGs, cruise missile-carrying Soviet submarines. It's June the 4th, 1984, and it's 9 o'clock in the evening. Let's take a look. Okay, so 2 Juliets and 1 whiskey escort, and yes, we are stalking them. Now, right now, they have no idea that I'm here. Well, actually, that might not be true, because Sierra 1, she was operating, yeah, she still is, she's operating above a strong duct and a strong layer. And we were also operating above a strong duct and a strong layer for a period of time. And I wondered if she detected us. She could have. Passive sensors, we reckon, got 10 decibels on us. But we've seen no reaction. In fact, they're blundering north at 8 knots. If we take a look here, this is Iceland to my north. So, we are kind of doing what the Royal Navy always said it would do, and that is just going to loiter in the shallows. And when something comes close, we're going to clobber it, and they're not going to know what's hit them. I just don't know that they really had getting this close in mind. This is the whiskey. Oh no, that's doing that. Is that? Okay. This is the whiskey, and we can't see ourselves, which is nice. This is me. Look at the snout on her. What a beauty. Yeah, I can't see her there. So, our mission right now, good grief, Sierra 2 is going to come right at us, and she's about the same depth as us as well. I could try and rest the Onyx on the bottom of the ocean, on the seabed. I don't really feel like trusting that, because I don't want to get her full of silt. Under here, we might fill her full of silt, and that wouldn't be good. So I would much rather stay. I mean, I could drop the depth to 400 foot. I mean, if this were Top Gun Maverick, it would confuse the tracking. But I think what I want to do is just hang around here, and I'm optimistic, I'm hopeful. Sierra 2, yes. So that little green dot in front of, well, just off to the port nose of my boat, that's showing the whiskey's trajectory, or where she's going to be. So that's good. That means that she's maybe just accelerated. She's not gonna strike us. She doesn't get bloody close, though. We'll be able to look out the window and see the stencil as to who built her. In fact, she's kind of coming right at me. Well, I'm going to accelerate time here. My plan is to, when these things pass me, clobber them with 3 tigerfish and get the heck out of here. I'm going to head south of flank. Now, there are some potential issues with this plan. One of which is if they detect me before they're in an ideal firing, or I'm in an ideal firing position, then they're going to launch at me. And with the boats veering off to the north and then possibly going a little east, I may not get in their baffles. I'm not that concerned. What I really want to avoid is the Juliet's getting to the surface to fire the cruise missiles at Iceland. And Sierra 1 had me concerned because she's kind of shallow. Let's take another look. She's not on the surface though, but she is kind of shallow, so she's maybe closer to firing than Sierra 3. Sierra 3 is still a little bit deeper. In fact, she's about the same depth as me. However, I think we're going to be okay. I think that this S pattern that they're doing is just to try to clear the baffles. So we're going to sit pretty. I would love to be able to turn my nose just a little bit towards the east. Because as they go past me, they might get slightly better acoustics, but on the other hand, they might not, because we're not turning any engines. Beauty of the diesel electrics is there should be no machinery running. Yeah, we'll get a little stale, don't get me wrong. Yeah, let's go ahead and give it full left rudder. See if we can just turn the boat a little bit. Yeah, we really slowly. Really slowly. We can turn the boat. And that's to make it easy for our tigerfish to sort of track that target. I'm going to push T and check the other whiskies. The other targets even. So Sierra 1, we're closest to being in its baffles. I could fire right now on Sierra 1 and she's not going to hit my torpedo. So that, the bottom right, the MF passive, that's medium frequency passive sensor, minus 28 decibels. My torpedo will generate 20 decibels of noise, and that will still not be heard. Sierra 2, she'll definitely hear me, and she will counterfire immediately. She's only 3,000 yards away is what it says. That's pretty close. That's a very dangerous shot for both torpedoes, both submarines. Sierra 3, she's probably not going to hear my launch at minus 23 decibels. So 2 out of 3 I'll be able to fire upon, and they do not have good quality torpedoes, but with them being so close, there's a very good chance they're going to acquire me. And I've only got 12 noisemakers and 17 knots worth of speed. I'm going to have a hard time avoiding these torpedoes. I've not got that much depth to play with, but I can't dive that deep anyway. Just let this play out a little bit longer. I think what I'm going to do is commit a torpedo to Sierra 1 and Sierra 3 with a wire. I've got 2 wires here, and then the third torpedo towards Sierra 2, I'm going to fire that without a wire. Let's see. Whiskey is close to not being able to hear me if I fire. Minus 9, minus 13's good, minus 9's not good. He's turning towards me, which isn't great, but I think he'll turn away. And when he turns away, we're going to let him have one. I'm going to let them all have one. If he turns away. Come on, turn away. He's a good lad. Come on. So you need to imagine the crew on board the Oberon wishing that the captain would turn the AC on just a little bit, because it's going to be getting pretty hot and sticky in that boat. Although the water's cold that she's in, not that cold. Let's see. So I'm in Sierra 1's baffles. So the lead Juliet, she's not going to hear a thing, and I suspect, yeah, I'm in Sierra 2's baffles too. Right, let's go ahead and fire. Let's commit a weapon. That's weapon 1.
Shoot 2-1. Aye, sir.
Weapon 2.
Shoot 2-2. Aye, sir.
And weapon 3.
Con, fire control. We've lost the wire.
Come right to 164.
For the off at 10
Make
knots.
turns for 10 knots. Maneuvering aye.
Now, whereas the American boats can happily do 15 knots
Con,
and keep,
maneuvering. Making turns for 10 knots.
and keep a wire, the UK boats will only do 10 knots and keep a wire on the Tigerfish. So I'm going to restrict my speed to 10 knots unless I absolutely have to. I'm going to notch my own torpedoes. Unfortunately, if I'm detected, they're going to launch at me. There's really not much that I want to stay fairly close to the target. It is not that close. Part of me is wondering whether I just want to use torpedo 2 to tackle this whiskey. It's very tempting. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. Well, no, it seems a bit of a wasted shot though if I do. On the other hand, 3 submarines, 2 of which could devastate Iceland or parts of Iceland. No, let's stick with my plan. We're more or less going to notch my torpedoes on the way out. We want to put a bit of distance between myself and them. I'm going to lose my sonar on them. That's
Con, helm, steady course.
Con, torpedo room, tube 3 ready.
it's okay. I actually want to turn a little bit more east. Try and keep a sonar connection on them. Keep hearing them. Did the whiskey go accelerate? He's just a noisy bugger. He's noisy. Okay, well, fair enough. Sierra 3 is, again, not really able to hear me. -6 decibels. And if she pinged actively, she's still not going to hear me either. In fact, so theoretically, they won't be able to determine where the heck I am. Now, Torpedo 1 is going to be detected by that whiskey. Let's go ahead and see if we can redirect Torpedo 1 to stay in this whiskey's baffles. So that little green cross I've left up there is so I know roughly where I want to target this torpedo. Yeah, I'm turning Torpedo 1 to stay within the whiskey's baffles. So the baffles, it's a cone shape behind the back of a submarine. It's where the sonar just doesn't hear much of anything. Combination of the turbulence produces the boat moves through the water and just the stuff in the way. So far, so good. I'm deliberately not using accelerate time right now, and I would use ultra quiet, but there's no point because I want to keep my speed up to 10 knots. I really do want to put a bit of distance there. Okay. So far, so good. Feel like using accelerate time for just a second. There we go. Accelerate time. Let's get Torpedo 1 back on course. Accelerate time again. Ah, yeah, you see now it's coming up the whiskey's flank. Let's actually steer it back towards the whiskey, I think. Okay, this thing is getting awfully
Con
bloody.
sonar, launch transient from Sierra 2. Con sonar, launch transient from Sierra 2.
Okay, so
Con sonar, launch transient from Sierra 2.
Sierra 2 probably thinks that there are 2 torpedoes coming right at it.
Con sonar, Sierra 2 is cavitating.
There is only one, but if we switch to the view of Sierra 2, there's going to be a bunch of torpedoes coming off behind him. Yeah, there we go. Now, I don't like that. Yeah, this is my 3rd torpedo, hopefully coming in for the kill, but I'm not that happy on the direction it's fired.
Steady course.
Okay, so he's dead. He's about to glide on the seabed, and his crew may be able to get out. I hope that they can. It's going to be a bit of a rough impact. And touchdown. Okay. Bit of a mess, but most of his crew, or some of his crew, should be able to get out, assuming they were wearing their safety gear. And now let's see, where are we doing here? Okay, so Torpedo 2, I can pull that in closer. Sierra 3, she's slowed down a little bit. I'm a little concerned that there's torpedoes coming towards me, but I can't detect them. Look from my perspective, can I see anything? I don't want to lose the immersion too much, but I'm just going to keep the thing pegged at 10 knots. And I think Sierra 3, she's heard something. She's turning around now. I don't think she's pinging yet. She still can't hear me, but there's a torpedo coming right at her. I would be a little concerned if I were her captain right now. She can do 18 knots. She can outrun me. And she can outdive me. She's pretty quiet, but not as quiet as me. Okay. Well, she does have a tigerfish coming right at it. Now, I'm gotta say, the original tigerfish would not concern me terribly compared with a Mark 48, but would concern me enough. Right, so she's still doing 7 knots. I'm going to watch the bottom left, that little computer, and see what's going on here. See if we can switch back to my view. It's me. Oh, hello. Yeah, that's bad.
Come right to.
So
271, helm aye.
we've detected a torpedo, just one, seemingly fired off in a direction. Actually, no, I want to turn to port. Okay, I think I'm good. I don't think that that's going to get close enough to detect
Come
me.
left to 000, helm aye.
As the whiskey is, I think, set 65s. Let's take another look. Yeah, it's at 65 threes. 1,000 yard detection radius. Pretty good guess where he thought I was. Pretty good guess here. Will not lock on surface targets. So if last ditch attempt at, oh my word, I'm gonna die. Head to the surface. And the same with the Juliet. So I've actually got a pretty good get out of jail free.
Con sonar, Sierra 2 is cavitating.
Although they have 53 65Ks. They're wake homers, I believe. Let's double check that. Pretty sure they are. Wake homing, yeah. So if you find one of those at me, I'm in trouble. But right now, we're doing fine.
Come right to 000.
Rig ship for ultra quiet.
I'm gonna drop back down to ultra quiet, see if we can pick up Sierra 1. It's Juliet now. This torpedo 1 is gonna head to that location. Sierra 1 may have changed course or slowed down or turned around or something. But right now it looks like Sierra 3 has decided, left something at home, chaps. I'm for the off. So, with all this noise in the water around me, my sonar's going to have difficulty picking out the much of anything that we don't already know is there. And the game does seem to simulate that a little bit. I'm tempted to make this tigerfish live, but I can outrun him in navigation mode, or possibly even ping actively. I would get a pretty good hearing, a pretty good reading on the Juliet. I might pick something up from the other one. If there's anything else out here in the water which we haven't detected, and that remains a risk, if it's being sneaky because I've already launched, it's going to know exactly where I am. So I think right now, let's keep those cards to my chest. Let's keep this tigerfish running in. We're coming into the submarine's port side. We'll lead he's turning away. We're leading the target, and he's going to turn away, which I figured he would, because I would do the same. I'll lead him the other way. We've got 31 minutes worth of fuel, or rather battery, on the torpedo, but that will diminish very rapidly when we put it into attack mode. Quick check on what's going on down here. Yeah, well, ways away from me. Nothing to worry about here. I'm almost putting this torpedo on this guy's 6. Alright, I'm going to ping actively. I do want to know where Sierra 1 is.
Con sonar, switching to active search.
I'm going to run this torpedo live. Okay, see if we can detect him. Let's bring the torpedo up. Looks like we got something.
Con, fire control, weapon acquired.
Alright, and we got...
Con sonar, noisemaker bearing 025.
Wow.
Con, fire control, weapon countermeasure homing. Con,
Okay.
fire control, weapon countermeasure homing.
Con sonar, switching to passive search.
Sierra 1 made a... I say make a
Con
run.
sonar, lost contact. Sierra 1, last bearing 002. Contact faded.
We pretty much know where Sierra 1 is, and I don't think she would have heard that ping. So, that's actually good. Right. This is the terminal stage of this torpedo, and I'm not even going to use active. Let's go ahead and use active for what it's worth.
Con sonar, lost contact. Sierra 3, last bearing 023. Contact breaking up.
Now, for what it's worth, you might think, why would I ruin the torpedo's stealth for the other Juliet? Well, I kind of want them to know that they're being hunted. And so, I've now taken out 2 out of 3. Now, the lead Juliet, captain there, probably doesn't know what's going on. because he's moving away. So it was like there. He's moving away from the area. But he may not know he's being pursued. Did he just ping? Oh no, that's a torpedo to the south. So far,
Come left to 001. Helm aye.
this engagement's going great. That's where the Juliet was, that little green cross. So that's where it was. He's heading towards the coast at just 8 knots. So I'm still moving at 5 knots. I'm not gonna could increase my speed, I suppose.
Con, helm, steady course.
I'm gonna stay at 5 knots.
Con, torpedo room, tube 2 ready.
But I also know he was above the layer. Let's bring my depth shallower. And let's go ahead and accelerate time here.
Passing 200 feet.
Alright, let's stop there. Stop my ascent. It was about 110 foot. Maybe a little shallower. And then we might be able to detect this guy on passive. So again, let's accelerate time. Feels a little dangerous not looking out for what could be going on around me, but... Okay, 25 minutes worth of fuel left on this. I'm going to go ahead and ping actively, see if we can...
Con, sonar, switching to active search.
Sierra 1. I'd like to guide this torpedo in as best I can.
Con, sonar, regained contact on Sierra 1,
There he is.
bearing 002.
Getting a great return on active. Can do with knowing exactly where he is, so give that a second or so. Come on. There he is. Ah, he's right where I thought he was. Great. Well, let's make this torpedo live. Surprise, sucker. This torpedo above the layer. So, there we go.
Con, fire control, weapon acquired.
Torpedo's locked on. I'm going to go
Con,
ahead and
sonar, switching to passive search.
switch to passive. I think we can watch this guide all the way in. I don't think this Juliet even knows what's going on. He can't detect me. Or maybe he can. Is he turning? I don't know. What to say? Oh, he's shallow. I think he's preparing to launch, surely. I may have got here in just the nick of time. It's only doing 8 knots though, so I don't think he knows that he's about to be sunk. I want to give him a chance.
Con, sonar, lost contact. Sierra 1, last bearing 002. Contact breaking up.
I mean, I sunk him in shallow water, so that's giving him a chance, right? Right, well, the scope is clear. We've got that little green dot at the bottom near the active sonar that tells me there's nothing else within range. So,
Con, torpedo room, tube 1 ready.
Tube 1 has been loaded. That was a very clean interception. I'm very happy with how that went. Now, was that a textbook interception on how to use the Oberon? I don't know whether I would say it was textbook, but what I would say is
Make depth 40 feet, dive by.
that's a close approximation to, as I understand, the Cold War plans that the Royal Navy had for the Oberon were. You lie in wait, don't go anywhere, possibly sit on the ocean bed. I didn't do that. Other than that, just wait for the enemy to come to you, and when they do, get behind them, yank their shorts down, and give them a surprise from behind. I may not have the exact same phrasing as the Royal Navy Operations Procedure Handbook, but you get the idea. Well, I hope you got something from that, and I hope it wasn't yanking the Soviet shorts down, but you get my drift. So, thanks so much, hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you the next time. Take care everyone, goodbye.